Okay, so let's make a full breakdown of the situation that we currently have on BTC USD. Now, here on Bitcoin, we just had a huge impulse to the upside followed by this correction. Now, after this impulse, we did expect a correction. So now that everybody's freaking out, most people that are just selling and they are weak hands in the market, which are scared of this minor correction, definitely don't know how a market usually works. In fact, every market that just goes straight up is never a healthy market because you always need corrections along the way. And that is the definition of an uptrend. The definition of an uptrend is a series of higher highs and higher lows. And you need these higher lows and basically these corrections because the corrections give the possibility to generate more liquidity in the market and basically to create the liquidity that is needed in order for the market to continue the push higher. And that is in fact exactly what is happening here. We got the impulse to the upside, very massive impulse, the correction, and currently here, as we are already seeing from this wicks, we are undergoing an accumulation phase, after which the market is supposed to provide the continuation to the upside. Now, in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, the Fibonacci, you have to take it from the low to the high. And if you do that, in this case, you can clearly see that the market at the moment is testing the 0.618, which is the golden ratio of the Fibonacci taken on this monthly impulse, which is a quite strong support zone that we do expect this market to reject to the upside, possibly even for the creation of a higher high. Now, going down on the weekly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment the market here is just moving horizontally. But if we look a little bit closer, we can even see that we are moving horizontally at a very strong demand and support zone. In fact, from here the market had started all this move to the upside, and at the moment we're testing the exact same support from which there is definitely the possibility to see the market provide a continuation to the upside. If we go down on the daily time frame, what we can see is that at the moment the market is just moving horizontally as well, but it is very easy to identify how this zone is in accumulation phase. And in fact, now that everything is getting even smaller and smaller, this could be definitely the moment in which the market finally provides the continuation to the upside. Now, if we are to identify the structure that we currently have here, we can easily understand how this zone was previous support, which is now termed resistance here, again resistance here, again resistance here. And if the market will now go and test this area again, it should once again get rejected to the downside. However, the best probabilities for a setup will come if the market actually manages to break above this resistance. And I'm not speaking about long term. Obviously, long term, this is a great buying zone. And in fact, there is a high probability that we are actually seeing institutions accumulate BTC in order to then first of all offer all the products that they have already said that they will be offering, like for example ETFs and all that kind of stuff based on a Bitcoin. And obviously what I'm speaking about here is trading, okay, not really the investing side. The investing side is what I was covering at the beginning of the video when it comes to having a market which definitely needs to create corrections in order to create the continuation to the upside. Now, here, when it comes to trading, if the market will actually manage to break above this resistance, all this previous resistance will be turned support here. So, after a break on the retest, this is a good zone to basically try to enter with a good risk to reward for the potential continuation to the upside, which in this case, even in the long term, could definitely be quite big. So if the market will successfully manage to break above this resistance, all this previous resistance will be turned support, and inside of here with students, we will be monitoring price action from an intraday perspective, so 4 hour and lower, waiting for proper confirmations. And if the market will shift from a 4 hour, so intraday bearish market, to an intraday bullish market inside of here, at that point we will be adding BTC USD to our watch list, and as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice long with a good risk to reward and good probabilities at that point for the move to the upside, and for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside, and for the market to provide and create a higher high. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis education and update, make sure that you drop a like and a comment. That really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. And I will see you in my next break.